Thank you, Theresa from Theresa B DIY and Tami from Heaviness Creative for hosting this craft organization challenge. This is a much needed challenge. I know a lot of people have been very busy getting their craft room organized just for this challenge. So be sure you check out that playlist in the description below. Hi, a happy hoarder here, and here's my view from my little studio. Now, unfortunately, it's blocked by my light. Well, now this is my setup for when I do my videos, and I normally have to keep my blinds closed so that I can use my light to bounce off my blinds, so that's just been a thing that I've been dealing with. We built my studio about 20 years ago. We actually had it framed, and then we came in and did all the other work, and about 2 years ago we replaced all the windows that were in it because it just had aluminum windows and I wanted some good windows. There's a long story behind that. We'll save for another day. But one thing I have noticed when I was taking things down, moving stuff around, yes, it needs painting. It really does. And this little project got to be a little overwhelming. When we did the windows, we did paint around the trim and things like that. One thing about whenever I do all my sorting and storing, I do like to put things in little containers, say versus plastic containers in my studio. I like baskets and things like that. And you see a lot of trunks. You're going to see a lot of weird stuff because it's fun. I wanted my studio just to be this huge, whimsical, crazy place. And it has been. I don't know what inspired me to make it such a hot mess. But every time I found something weird, I want to put it either in my studio or in my hallway. So I don't know what this is about. It's like my house is one big assemblage piece, and in my studio is one big assemblage piece. But I do enjoy that. And I do think I'm going to do these for, like a real assemblage art, like to sell, right? And I never get around to doing that. I don't know why. I kind of like my stuff. But I do need to start letting a lot go. These things in particular are a doll and a bear and things like what I had when I was little, and things that my sister-in-law had when she was little, and the big bear, it was actually my mother-in-law's. And I didn't want to just stick them up somewhere. I wanted them somewhere I could enjoy them, so that's where they live. And then I was working on this doll, but I never finished her feet, and I really need to do that. So I had to think about things like that as I was cleaning up. I didn't want to put everything away or in a box because really once it goes into a basket, it is hard for me to remember that I have to do it because that's the thing. One of the projects I desperately need to work on are labels. Now, I know this is a hair for one of my dolls. It needs to go in the hair stuff. And that was just part of my whole sorting and figuring out where things go. It would be things I had pulled to use for a project and then never got put back in the original box. So this was not just organizing, it was putting a lot of stuff back in where it goes. Another thing, I'm sure some of you also had this problem getting your studios organized, is consolidating things. And why is this bag of trash bags here? I never think to use that. I thought it'd be handy there, but I actually keep going out to the barn to get new trash bags when I have trash bags right there. So they got moved out to the barn. So I'm actually still doing a lot of organizing at this point. I'm just trying to use the daylight that I have to get a good video. I worked on my studio for days only because I grabbed chances whenever I could. It is a 12 by 24 space, and I had a lot of storage in there. And that's something I had to get out of the habit of. If I wasn't working on it, it doesn't need to be in the studio. It needs to be in the storage, not in the studio. So these are things I plan to change this year. And then I keep finding things that I was like, why do I have these? Oh yeah, those are just things that kind of go in with, my assemblage kind of stuff, or to make, stamp things because it's cute. That was another thing I've worked on this time. I had things downstairs I was going to sell, and I really probably still need to sell them. But I kind of sorted through things I was going to sell on eBay. That I thought, I guess I'll hang on to this stamp. I'll hang on to this. I have these boxes that aren't marked, and I'm always looking at them going, what's in this box? Turns out it's just some ornaments and a little doll that needs fixing. So another thing that needs fixing. And then I have, baskets of old jewelry. And the sad part is, I have that basket of jewelry. And if you saw under the, on that, I can't talk right now, on that printer's tray, that was full of jewelry. I need to kind of sort out and decide what I'm going to do with. either put it in like the scrap jewelry pile, and so I have different bags of different stuff. And by the way, after all this, I still have not found that jewelry that I ordered from Bedazzled. I know. It's just been one of those years. So I have my little shelves up there that I have not been able to get up to dust. They really need dusting. I see a few spider webs. Nice. Like I said, this is not my house. This is my studio, which is off the barn, and it gets kind of spooky looking sometimes. I love this piece. It's one of my favorite things. It's not, oh, I made that screen thing. We're not going to talk about that though. That part of a door. I mean, who cuts off part of a door? I don't know, but someone did, and I bought it from them. And then I used it for that. So it was just a lot of fun. So another thing I discovered, I have a lot of little weird things everywhere, and I am going to do a better job of putting all that together. My hook there was a hook I'd wanted to put up for my like towels or whatever I'm using, but I actually had this space over there. And my husband did just hang up that cute little hat rack thing with the little hooks, and he put it right over this switch because, well, and if I put it up above it, I wouldn't be able to hang anything. But just a long story. I have this shelf set I really don't like. I did find these things, all these little boxes, and why they're so random. It's just something I picked up at thrift stores to use. And the reason I don't like it, it blocks a lot of light coming in from the door. And so that's the thing I need to kind of work out. Now, this green shelf used to be in one place, and then it was in another place, and now it's going to live here. I have decided that's the best place for it. And the little piece that was there actually sold on Ruston Market, whatever we have here in town, Facebook Marketplace. So I sold it today. So that was fun. And that is a lot of stuff I do need to sell. These are my brushes. This is how I've always organized my brushes. In fact, I was kind of putting them all, reorganizing them when I was on a live stream with my friend Robin. So those, yeah, I'm working on this is my work area, and I just had so much vacuuming to do right there. But I was throwing everything on the table that I took off the shelves, and I was somewhere else. I said, no, I don't need that, because I need it to be all about this. But I'm very happy that I have like my all my paints organized, and that all the paints that I could find, different kinds, they're all organized over here now, so they're in reach when I'm working at my painting table. And then this was an area where I had a bunch of books. You can slide the baby bed out of the way, and that's got my dolls that I need to work on, because I have so many dolls I need to work on. My biggest problem as a crafter or an artist, or just human being in general, I think things are not going to take as long as they take. I really think I can work faster, but when I get to work on something, I can't do anything fast. It takes me forever to get anything done. I was just showing that I have my little tags. I do need to replace those with bigger tags, something a little bit easier to read. And I do have the stuff to do that. So I don't have to go buy anything. I actually have some tags for that. And yeah, so all the dolls that are kind of piled up, and that's a vintage mosquito net that's actually over that. It's like an old antique mosquito net. But I like it, so I keep it. And I'm just to kind of keep some of the dust off the dolls. But I have, yeah, I don't know why that clip was there. It was there for something or earlier. I had something clipped to it, and I forgot. So I have weird things like this little thing I'm not using, and I'm like, what do I do? And I had the bear. Why is the bear in here? Little stuff. Like, it was my kids. But, it's too many little doodads and decor things that are more in my way now, and those are things I'm going to need a lot more time to work through. So it's very interesting to see all the weird stuff. Now this is like my area where I don't know what to do with these little weird odds and ends, so I just stick them on that, which is back to the whole studio being one big assemblage piece. But it is that. Oh, I like my little labels on this. This is my thing I got out of the dumpster. It wasn't in the dumpster. Technically, it's beside the dumpster. But so there. Lucky find. Yeah, so all this stuff has to be sorted through, and I still need to do it. I actually love this technique of putting stuff up in baskets, but once again, if I can't look up and see what's in the basket, I forget what's in there. So I do need to come with a better system for labeling. And then back to over here, just these are like that little picture in the back, something I did in an art class, with some students, just show them how to do it. And it was actually, we did engrave that into foam core. So that's actually has some dimension to it. You can feel where it's like carved in and stuff like that. But I have a lot of samples of stuff I've done from classes too. And how so? Back to the empty baskets. Yes, I emptied baskets. I don't know what I'm going to put in those baskets, but I emptied them. They had dried flowers in them for years. And one of the things I do need to do, in all of this hoard you're seeing, there are a few empty baskets just on the shelves right now, kind of taking up that space until I figure out what's going to go in them. I have a lot of work to do, guys, and it's hard to do it all at once. I think over the past year, I have like piecemealed it. You know, some area needed to be taken care of. I did it. I've never gotten, the chance to just clean out the studio and completely redo it. But there's paint on the floor. There's just a lot of things that need to be dealt with. And that's why it is a studio. It's not like a typical person's craft room where you don't want your paint getting on the floor, you don't want glue getting on things, because it's part of your house. That is, it's in the studio. It's on the studio. It's like it's part of the barn. Things get on the floor and then kind of stay there for a while. They don't get cleaned up immediately. And in this case, I have a lot of paint that it's going to take a big project to get that paint up off that vinyl floor. I did use vinyl flooring on my studio floor. So I was walking by. I have these weird things. I don't care what condition things are. I think the kind of the more rustic, the better for my studio, and little things that need fixing. But the funny thing about that one suitcase, I don't know what's in that suitcase. I have no idea. And I was looking at it thinking, is this a suitcase that I think if you close it, it may lock? And that we had a hard time getting it back open. So I can't remember if I even had anything in there. And then my drawers are sticking on my little cabinet, mostly because of the humidity. So I'm kind of dealing with that as well. And going, okay, gonna have to send those doors, because the paint's getting sticky and tacky from all the moisture we've had lately. It's been a crazy winter. Yeah, so I have all these pencils, for example, that aren't the best quality. I mean, they're fine, but not for what I'm using. And so I just have them now. I don't know what to do. This thing could look cute in a jar. That's the thing I did. Oh, that's a painting I did in college. This is my scrapbook. I'm sorry, this is my scrap. This is my bulletin board, which looks like a scrapbook, but it's like another assemblage piece. It's just a bunch of fun stuff that I have. And then I moved my shelf over from that corner, under the door, under that hat rack thing. And so I have this putting baskets there now. I have a lot of baskets with lids that you can stack on top of each other, but there's way too many. So here we go in the full view. I know you're probably getting nauseous of seeing this, but there's always something else to see. I'm still seeing things I haven't seen forever. I know, I've cleaned up now. Oh yeah, that's why I did this video. It's a little cleaner now. Yay, I finally got some stuff straightened up. So one of the things about sorting this stuff out is you think you've got a box big enough to put it in, you start putting all the stuff in the box, and in your mind you're going to go, oh, well, I'm going to just only put what fits in the box. Oh no, it doesn't work that way. I thought I could do it that way, but it's not working out like that. I just need a bigger box. So I'm doing a lot of shifting boxes around. So I was looking at that little basket with a little doll thing on it. Yeah, I've got to cut some rockers for that. So many projects that I literally think are going to take me an hour to do at the most. Take me 4 hours. I don't understand that. But if any of you have the same problem, please let me know in the comments below. So my personal pointers are for studio organization, fun containers. Even if you buy some all fancy things that match, make it fun. Enjoy your containers. Make that part of your decor. And labels. Oh my gosh, please label your stuff. Oh, another shot of my pond. Just gotta check it out again. Having heating and cooled space, very important. I think that's really saved my studio. It's got a lot of damage over the years, but this has really helped maintain it better, having the air and cooling and heating and stuff like that straightened out. And I love the decorative pieces, but don't let the decorative pieces overwhelm you like mine pretty much are doing me right now. Stop the little projects. I find more little broken things, thinking I can fix them. I need to narrow that way down. So don't fill your studio with little projects you're never going to get around to doing. Like this cross that I finally got around to gluing together. Thank you so much for watching, and please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification button, because sometimes I make pretty good videos, and I do go live on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for watching. Bye!